I'd like to call tonight's Lower Macungie Township Board of Commissioners meeting to order. If we all please stand for a pledge of allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America,
to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, for the roll call this evening, everybody is here in attendance with our Township Engineer, Brian McAdam, on Zoom. There are no agenda modifications this evening. There are no announcements and presentations. Item 6, hearings and approvals. 6.1, Resolution 2024-26, approving a minor subdivision of 1450 Brookside Road. Mr. Jones.
Yes, thank you, Mr. President. So as Renee gets ready to put the plan up here on the screen, this is a lot that is right on Brookside Road, backing up to Harvest Fields there. And the existing single-family home that is on the lot will become Lot 1. If you've ever gone on Google overhead, this is the famous house that has the guitar-shaped pool. What's going to happen is this is a minor and singular subdivision to create this Lot 2. Lot 2 has already been told to us. Eventually, we're going to get another subdivision land development plan for a subdivision of a couple of homes in there. This is just the creation of the initial lot that will be essentially the canvas for the homes that they wish to build at this spot. So we spent a fair amount of time reviewing it with the expectation that a lot of the items that we would normally discuss will be handled when we actually see how many homes they want to put in, what the streets look like, et cetera, et cetera. A couple of the major points that we covered, we wanted to make sure that there would be the necessary pathway along Brookside there when the time comes, as well as just making sure that we're good from a utilities perspective. Again, this is pretty simple as far as the plan goes, considering we expect within the next couple of weeks, actually, we're going to get, the applicants have noted to us, we're going to get a land development plan or subdivision land development plan. The only thing that I want to note is number 12B in the waivers section, where we're granting a waiver for the connection of Lot 1 to public water and sewer. We're going to just call that a deferral right now, because at some point in time, when service is rendered or they need to, they're going to have the ability to connect to both public sewer and public water. But beyond that, I'm happy to answer any other questions. We expect a draft plan from them in the next couple of weeks prior to a formal submission. So we'll know more in a couple. We'll know this summer what they're looking to do.
Move to approve.
Okay, we have a motion to approve. Is there a second?
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Are there any commissioner comments or questions? Any public comments or questions? Seeing none, I will call for the vote. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Thank you very much. Can I just also, before we go off of it, just a clarification, 12B is going to be changed to a deferral.
Okay.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you. Item 7, public comment on non-agenda topics. Okay, item 8, there is no communication this evening. There are no appointments to various boards, committees, and commissions. Item 10, approval of minutes of previous meeting.
Move to approve.
We have a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
We have a motion and a second to approve the minutes from April 18th, 2024. Are there any commissioner comments or questions? Any public comments or questions? Seeing and hearing none, I will call for the vote. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Abstain.
We have 4 ayes and an abstention. Item 11, approval of transfers, bill list, and payroll. Mr. Beidle.
Thank you. We have the following for your consideration this evening. The general fund, $263,915. The solid waste fund, $260,771.35. The sewer fund, $36,581.60. The capital projects fund, $6,307.25. The open space maintenance fund, $1,560.50. The payroll, $160,295.18. The developer escrow, $8,350, for a total of all funds, $737,779.88.
Move to approve.
Okay, we have a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
We have a motion and a second to approve the bill list of May 2nd, 2024. Any commissioner comments or questions? Any public comments or questions? Seeing none, I will call for the vote. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? And as always, for our residents' information, our full bill list is on the website for your review. Departmental matters, engineering, Mr. McAdam.
Nothing to report tonight, regarding, the township or work things, but just, considering the support that I've had from the board and staff, through my diagnosis and treatments and whatnot, I just thought I'd report back to you all that, at an appointment with the oncologist today and a biopsy, and, I don't have the biopsy results yet, but the oncologist was extremely pleased with where I'm at. And, I'm in remission, and from what he said, we've got things stamped down as far as science will allow right now, and he's extremely pleased. So, so am I. So I appreciate all the support I've had from you all throughout this. And, I'm pretty sure that from here on out, I can pretty much consider myself back to normal, with the exception of my eyes, which are still messed up and will heal. So thank you all. And, just wanted to share some good news.
Excellent news. Thank you, Brian. Congratulations.
Yeah, it's wonderful news. Thank God. Good stuff.
Thank you.
Any questions for the engineer? Okay, planning, Mr. Jones.
All right, thank you, Mr. Chair. We have a resolution this evening to do the final security release and termination of Trexler Business Center Lot 1, Units 2 and 3. So this is the First Commonwealth Federal Credit Union. As many of you may aware, this has been underway with the township for quite some time. The building was constructed prior to COVID. It's the headquarters for First Commonwealth and then their branch out front. We have gone over everything, and they have completed all their punch list items. We have our check set, or our as-built set of plans. And like all items with the Trexler Business Center, where the movie tavern portion was closed out, we're now looking to close out the First Commonwealth Federal Credit Union section for these 2 units. The overall development will not be closed out in its entirety until Wawa and Raising Cane's are 100% done. Wawa and Raising Cane's will be responsible for terminating the NPDES permit and all of the remaining items for the site. But at this juncture, Commonwealth has done everything that they're required to do, and they can be released and the project can be closed out.
Move to approve.
Okay, we have a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second on resolution 2024-27, approval of security release and termination for Trexler Business Center Lot 1, Units 2 and 3. Are there any commissioner comments or questions? Any public comments or questions? Seeing and hearing none, I will call for the vote. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, Solicitor Bruman.
Nothing this evening, Mr. President. Thank you.
Okay, any questions for the solicitor? Township Manager, Mr. Beidle.
Just 3 items this evening for the board. Just wanted to remind the public and the board, next Tuesday is our annual Community Day event at the Community Center from 4 until 8 p.m. So we look forward to everybody being in attendance. And then I always wanted to make sure we mention, as we have for about the last year, the solid waste contract and its expiration in August, where we will have to renew our new contract. The solicitor's office has helped prepare the bid specification for the next contract. It is now available to several, any vendors that want to pick that up. We're hopeful that, we'll be where we need to be. However, we always like to warn residents. We've seen, 50 to 60% increases in solid waste in our neighbor communities. So it might be surprising for them when they see their potential increase invoices at the last half of the year or last quarter of the year. So we'd like to put out this component so that those listening and that are in attendance are aware of how we're trying to go about making sure the public knows and evaluating the process. So those bids open June 6th. We'd like to make sure we have feedback in front of the board on the second June meeting, as well as the June workshop, so that those members of the public, if they have questions, can hear about the proposals that we received back. So we're also working on a mailer. Hopefully we can get it out by the end of next week, just to let everybody know the process. It seems like not a lot of people are aware, so we want to make sure we push that message. So that's all I have unless there's questions, and I would ask for an executive session on some pending litigation. So if the board's available this evening.
Okay, any questions for the manager? Okay. Other business, is there any old business this evening? Is there any new business? Item 14, Board of Commissioners reports. The next board regular meeting is May 16th, 2024 at 6 p.m. The next board workshop is May 20th, 2024 at 6 p.m. Just to note, this is the third Monday of the month, with the fourth Monday being Memorial Day. So we will not have the meeting on our normal day. We will have an executive session following this meeting to discuss pending litigation. And with that, we are adjourned.
Good night, all.
Good night, Brian.
Hi, Brian.